Welcome back to Blue's Garden, and I'm making a new big raised garden bed. For years, I've been growing in onions and garlic in fabric grow bags and a tiny little space in ground, and it's just not been enough. For instance, last year, the in-ground space was about a yard by a yard, 3 feet by 3 feet, 1 meter-ish. And that didn't leave me much room for much. I put in 12 cloves, basically, of garlic in there. It's really not enough. I had some grow bags going for some other garlic and some grow bags going for onion, but it really wasn't enough. So I'm going to be doing raised beds. Here you can see I'm just tossing the 6 cloves of one kind and 6 cloves of another kind of garlic. Those are my 2 hardnecks that I grew. That's not an awful lot of garlic. So the garden, the raised bed, this is 3 by 3 last year. Oh yeah, I put some straw on it, which is what you do every year. But last year was 3 by 3-ish. This year is going to be about 3 feet by 8 feet. So pretty close to 3 times the size, roughly. I'll probably still do some stuff in some grow bags. In fact, I'll definitely do the bunching onion. Works out great in the grow bag, so I'll do that. I started by removing the stuff out of the way of the space where I'm putting the raised bed. For instance, this big giant 25-gallon bag, 95 liters of bunching onion. I'll probably still do that again next year in the grow bags, but bulbing onions I won't. Here I am clearing out. That first one was Tokyo Long White. This next one is Redbeard Bunching, and then just moving the basil out of the way, a couple of old grow bags out of the way. Now I'm just going to take one board to just get a sense of where the space is going to be. This is 8 feet long, which is about 2.5 meters long. Now I got a sense of where it is. I'm going to move other things out of the way for now. These are some of my old, the smaller bags are... that one, since I didn't throw it away, I'm guessing that one still has a tiny little pepper in it. This is an old pepper as well. Here is the bottom frame. I'm sliding into position. It's about 3 feet wide, and that first section is 8 feet long. And right now it's 8 inches deep. I will go to a total of 16 inches deep, which is about 1/2 meter for those of you who are metric. I'm just finalizing the placement of it, make sure it's in the exact place I want. I'm going to make sure that the ends are screwed in correctly. I was roughly screwed in when I moved it over, but now I'm just tightening everything up with adding other screws. I will be adding some poles going up in the corners, and then in the middle I will be adding that to be able to surround this with some chicken wire to keep my friendly thousands of rabbits out of the way. And again, screws in the ends, try and hold it all together. Sorry about the glares of sun, that happens. I'm moving the next pieces, which are the long boards that'll fill up or raise up the sides. And again, screw those in on the ends. Just keep it all nice and secure. About 16 inches deep is a really comfortable amount for the roots. I don't have a lot of really deep rooting. items that I'd put in there. Typically, onions and garlic aren't that deep of a rooting plant. I am going to fill the bottom with cardboard. We have a ton of cardboard here. I get a lot of deliveries of equipment and supplies, and they come in cardboard. So I'm just going to fill the bottom with a bunch of cardboard that I knew this was coming, so I've been saving some boxes, and shred the stuff up. Fill the bottom with the cardboard first, make a little lasagna. The next thing I'm going to put in after the cardboard will be, I'll be adding next some sticks and twigs. But for now, bottom layer is a bunch of cardboard shredded up. So here are the sticks going in. They're not that big, about finger's width, thumb's width size. Not too bad. Plenty of sticks in the bottom so that there's some nice organics in the bottom. I'm just going to crush them up a little bit with my attitude. And I'm going to now begin to take some of the old grow bags filled with soil. These had onion in them. And one of them might have had potato too. But old grow bags. And make sure it fills in as much of the gaps as I can. This past year I did 5 25-gallon bags for onion and 2 for garlic, as well as that in-ground, so I have plenty left over. I'm going to use some of those. Whoops. Apparently, I knocked over the camera. Forgive me. These are 7-gallon grow bags that I use, 7 and 10s, and I use those for, depending, often I use them for tomato. 10 and 7s are for regular sized tomatoes, slicers, beefsteak, whatnot. Right now I'm actually pulling this bag, which I thought was empty, had a couple of tiny little onion in there, so I pulled them out, use that soil, reuse that soil, try and get a nice, even, light, fluffy. I'm not compacting it at all. I want a nice, fluffy soil because when I go planting the garlic in here in a few weeks, I usually plant around October, garlic. I like it nice and loose. If I have 5-gallon bags, which that one looks to be about a 5-gallon grow bag, that's usually some small pepper plants I put in. I'm going to fertilize. Dr. Earth's is kind of a 463 is a fairly even NPK. The P, I happen to like using higher potassium for growing onions and garlic. Bone meal is a 412-0, and again, higher in the potassium. Nitrogen is the 4. The 12 is the potassium. On bone meal, the K is kalwasa or calcium, and that is a 0 on the bone meal, but it's a 3, so there's a little bit in there. I'll do a bunch of worm castings in the spring, and I'll put a layer of compost in the spring. And you will see at the end, I'm missing a 2x4, a little piece that'll go on the end, and missing on this end as well. I will get to that. In fact, it's done now that I've recorded, but I'll show you the picture. Add that there. Now on the far end, there's going to be enough room for where I'll put my squashes. I will probably use some pallets that I happen to have a couple of pallets left over, and I'll have a bunch of grow bags behind. You can see the 2x4s are now filled in. And then I put some more fluffy soil on top. After an exhausting day of doing this, Tucker is wiped out. And he needs some rest. Poor Tucker. I feel bad. He looks tired. It's a lot of work there building a raised bed. So, Tucker needs some break time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow, and that helps you grow.